Until long after midnight, a changing crowd lapped up against the front of the garage, while George Wilson rocked himself back and forth on the couch inside. For a while, the door of the office was open, and everyone who came into the garage glanced irresistibly through it. Finally, someone said it was a shame and closed the door. Mike Callis and several other men were with him. First, 4 or 5 men, later 2 or 3 men. Still later, Mike Callis had to ask the last stranger to wait there 15 minutes longer while he went back to his own place and made a pot of coffee. After that, he stayed there alone with Wilson until dawn.
The yellow car. The yellow car. The yellow car. I know I ran over my wife. A while back she came back with her face bruised and her nose swollen. Oh my God!
Oh my God! That car! It's him! Tom, wait for me! Tom! Wait for me! Tom!
Daisy, you're going too fast. Daisy, slow down.
I don't care. I want to go home.
Daisy, watch out!
Have you been married, George? Try to still think about it. How long have you been married?
12 years.
Have you ever had any children? Come on, George, I asked you a question. You ever had any children? Sit still and think about it.
The hard brown beetles kept thudding against the dull light, and whenever Michaelis heard a car go tearing along the road outside, it sounded to him like the car that hadn't stopped a few hours before. He didn't like to go into the garage, because the workbench was stained where the body had been lying, so he moved uncomfortably around the office. He knew every object in it before morning, and from time to time sat down beside Wilson, trying to keep him more quiet.
Look at that, George.
Which one?
That one. Right there.
This?
Yeah. I found it yesterday afternoon. She tried to tell me about it, but I knew it was something funny.
Your wife bought it?
I found it wrapped in tissue paper in her bureau yesterday.
But, wait,
He killed her.
who did?
I have a way of finding out.
You're morbid, George. All this is going to your head and you're straining yourself. You better just sit here and stay quiet until morning.
He killed her.
It was an accident, George.
He killed her. You might fool me, but you can't fool God. God sees everything.
That's an ad, George.
If anybody calls, bring the phone to the police.
Yes, Mr. Gatsby.
He must have looked up at an unfamiliar sky through frightening leaves, and shivered as he found what a grotesque thing a rose is, and how raw the sunlight was upon the scarcely created grass. A new world, material without being real, where poor ghosts, breathing dreams like air, drifted fortuitously about, like that ashen, fantastic figure gliding toward him through the amorphous trees. There was a faint, barely perceptible movement of the water as the fresh flow from one end urged its way toward the drain at the other. With little ripples that were hardly the shadows of waves, the laden mattress moved irregularly down the pool. A small gust of wind that scarcely corrugated the surface was enough to disturb its accidental course with its accidental burden. The touch of a cluster of leaves revolved it slowly, tracing, like the leg of transit, a thin red circle in the water. It was after we stared with Gatsby toward the house that the gardener saw Wilson's body a little way off in the grass, and the Holocaust was complete.